The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I love you. I love you more.
Remember the JB Weld job I did on the trans cooler? That didn't work. Well, it did work. It's not leaking. That did a great job. The patch job's fantastic. But I was hoping to just make it up here so we could replace it, but we couldn't even make it up here to replace it. So it busted. We now have strawberry milk in our transmission, which is horrible, as you can see. Luckily, it wasn't ran for very long. We only ran it for, I don't know, just a few minutes. Just enough for it to get in there. But right now, I'm just taking apart the cooler so we can rip it out. But I imagine if it had a chance to corrode through on the outside, I imagine it would have the chance to do the same. But when we left and when I checked it, there wasn't any issue with the transmission, hoping that by the time we needed to use it to get in here, it would be okay. But after checking it this time, it's that. So we're taking it out, just undoing a couple hose clamps. It's kind of in an awkward position, so it's not really the easiest thing to film, but there's a hose clamp right here. Just taking the transmission lines off, we got it out. That's pretty empty. Looks like there's water in there. We'll take Ooh, that's
Did that sniff you?
that really f***ed me up just now.
The only kind of condoms we use in this boat.
We're good. Quick little 2-minute intermission.
Back.
We're back.
Finger stuff always
Put
hurt.
some, I know, went straight to the bone immediately. Was like,
Go.
alcoholed it to not feel great, and then put some Neosporin on it, which always makes it feel better, and then Bandit and a condom.
And a condom.
So back to work. Ugh. Traumatized. This damn wrench got a piece of me.
Yep.
This one's aft. I think I can tell by the length of them. Remember that?
Hold on a second.
Oh god, that's water. Yep, there we go. This is supposed to be transmission fluid.
Oh god. That's bad.
That's supposed to be pink, people! Another thing, there's a bunch of junk in there. Can you see it?
Yes. I see junk.
Yeah. So, for future reference to me and to all of you out there, if you don't already know, this is probably something you should pull off every now and again as well as your sea strainer, because it just has a bunch of shit in it. Lots of things happened. Off to my favorite store on my favorite island. Go see if they have a replacement part, and I put it in a plastic bag because it's leaking and I don't want it to leak all over my dry bag. Found it. It's all coming together. Looking good. Just gotta cinch all the hose clamps down. Grab this one. It's coming together. Gonna get it. Should I tighten them down? I'm good to go. Alright, today is transmission working day. We just pulled the plug off. So the hose that goes to the oil cooler is connected to this. This is what goes to the oil cooler. There's a strainer on the inside, so you take this out, and then there's a strainer that sits in there. This just goes in like that. So we pulled this out of there as well, cleaned the strainer, and cleaned all this stuff up. Looks good, looks brand new. We pumped all the transmission fluid out of there. We're going to put all this in, put fresh fluid in it, run the engine for a second, probably for a few minutes, shut her down, drain it out again, clean everything out, do that one more time, and then fill her back up with fresh fluid, get everything put back together. Should be good to go. Fresh pink goodness. Neutral. Reverse.
This morning turned into the biggest scare we've had to date while living on the boat. It all happened so fast. Reality hit that life can change in the blink of an eye. 1 minute I was finishing breakfast, and literally the next I was wrapping Tanner's left wrist in my sweater to control the excessive bleeding. Once we had Tanner wrapped and realized the bleeding was under control, the situation felt more stable. Baby shoeless.
Stupid holding myself like this.
No. It's better keep it above your heart.
I'm not gonna die.
You're not gonna die.
Just might not have wrist mobility. Can't even talk.
You also didn't eat yet this morning.
No.
I had breakfast
Very
and
true.
he didn't want any.
That's not good. And the boat looks like a crime scene of this fine gentleman. Saved the day.
Saved the day.
I'm glad we can get you.
We don't know what we would do without him. You're doing okay, baby, but these shoes. I love these shoes. I love you. I love you more. After our visit to the hospital in St. Martin, Tanner received 5 stitches, a tetanus shot, ultrasound, cast, sling, antibiotics, pain meds, and 1 hefty bill. But most importantly, some very sweet shoes. In the meantime, our friend hooked us up with a center console dinghy. Captain Splinty is gonna drive it for us, even though I probably should be driving it. Get you home safe. In style.
I will leave this story
Yeah.
to the morning. For now, we need to get running water on the boat, which is what started all this in the first place. I shouldn't be doing boat projects right now, but I don't really have a choice. This isn't a boat project that I can not do.
Because
So-
we have no running water.
Right now, I plugged,
I will hold all of this stuff.
I just took this off completely, JB water weld on it, and then I put a plug on the other side. So we're just gonna not have hot water in the head, which is perfectly fine. But it was leaking still, and I didn't know what the issue was, but I realized because all the faucet and everything was off, but I forgot that the hot water in the head was
You mean the
in
shower?
the shower was still on. So it was sucking cold water through the hot water hose and then spraying it everywhere. So I just turned it off. We're gonna turn it on and see if it leaks.
I don't see any water filling in the hose. Oh, thank God. Could this actually be it for now?
Just currently don't use the sink in the head.
That's fine.
Don't use the sink in the head just because I'm not sure which one's hot or cold. And then don't touch
The shower.
the shower.
Only cold water.
I turned the hot water off, so I'm just gonna leave the cold water on. So just use the shower, don't touch the knobs. Yeah, we don't really have hot water most of the time. We do when we're done with the passage.
If we were to move to a different anchorage and we use the engine,
Yeah.
then we would have a little bit of hot water. So sometimes we'll take like a warm shower.
Yeah, so if you're on the engine for like more than 5 or 10 minutes, the water will start to warm itself up. And then we'll have hot water in the hot water tank because the hot water heater flows through the coolant in the tank and gets warm.
So clearly we used it sometime last week and it was turned, the hot water was open and activated
Yeah.
in the shower.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So that's good right now.
this might be able to get us through the evening so we can relax, huh, babe?
Yeah.
I just need to clean up and we need water. We need drinking water too.
I'll fill her up. Switch the tanks over though.
Okay.
Love you. Happy Valentine's Day.
hard. Definitely wouldn't want to clean up a murder scene. Blood does not come up too easy, huh?
Nope.
Oh boy. It was still Valentine's Day, and food is our love language. So I cooked us up some ribeyes with a homemade herb butter and garlicky tomatoes. In our humble opinion, a delicious steak can turn any day around.
Call me Captain Splinty.
How did this happen?
Well, I was trying to fix the water heater, not the water heater, but the fresh water. So the part for the fitting for the hose to go in was leaking, and I couldn't find another part for the fitting. So I just was cutting off a piece of hose so that I could get a sample of it and bring it to the store so we could see how to fix this whole thing. And in the process of it, I was cutting it off, and I have to lift up the bed like this, and I didn't want to pull the bed out because I was just a little piece of hose that I was trying to get. I was like, I don't want to pull the whole bed out, so I was just lifting up the bed just to like kind of cut a piece out of there, and I'm in there, and I can't really push this way because there's not much room, and I can't get a good angle on it, so I'm like pulling it like this, and I like go to like pull and I yank and go all the way through. It was a fresh razor blade, so it was super sharp, and just cut straight into my arm, straight to the bone, like huge gash, probably like this big. I thought that there was just a chunk somewhere laying on the boat, like that's how big it was. Yeah, but the lady at the hospital was like, oh, it's all there. It's open.
Split open, yeah.
So
I've never heard him that was the most scared I've ever seen. That's how I knew it was serious. Blood was going everywhere.
I cut it and my wrist immediately like kind of went limp. Like I felt like I cut something because I had restricted motion immediately. So it was just squirting blood out, and I'm like, babe, this is not good. We need to go to the hospital. And I couldn't turn the water on because I'm working on the water.
I know.
But it was just like gushing. There's blood everywhere, blood all over me. It was everything.
Yeah.
And so I just grabbed as many paper towels as I could and just put it on top of it, and I could feel the blood through the paper towel in between my fingers, just like squirting, just.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was awful.
He looked at me and he said, "I'm gonna die."
I didn't know if I nicked an artery or anything. I could die right now.
We just thought maybe artery. No, you weren't being over dramatic. You don't know, and when blood's not stopping from coming out,
couldn't rinse it off to see what
there's
happened.
too much blood to be able to see where it was, and you know it's on your wrist. And as we all know, you could easily kill yourself on your wrist.
Yeah, if I nicked it.
It was like an inch away from a severe artery.
Yeah, it was an inch away from my radial artery. How deep the cut was and how fresh the razor was.
Yeah, it was awful.
If it was near my radial artery, I feel like it would have just straight crushed it. I'm not dead. We're here.
I didn't have enough gauze on the boat, unfortunately. There's so many lessons here. And I grabbed my favorite sweater, but it looked thick and it had kind of the consistency that I felt like we needed to be able to wrap it. So he got it all around there really tight. So Jolyon, our friend of ours, I call him, Tanner suggests call Jolyon because we have a lot of friends in the Anchorage here, but...
And I was like, we need to call somebody. And she's like, who do you call? And I was like, call Jolyon.
Yeah.
Because he lives here. He's an amazing human being.
Yeah.
And he literally, Jacqueline called him.
He was here in minutes.
I'm on the way. And he was here, I don't know, within
minutes.
3 minutes. Rolls up, throws his medical kit on board, jumps on board. I'm sitting here just like bleeding everywhere.
Completely pale white.
Helping him tie up.
Yeah.
Now my brain's processing that I'm going to have to take the sweater off to let him put gauze around it and bandage it. And I got super lightheaded because I just started gushing blood again. He put the gauze around it. Jacqueline grabbed the tape, and I took the tape and ripped it and just wrapped the whole thing up.
Survival mode.
I was like, okay, I don't think it's bleeding as much anymore.
You're not going to die.
So.
It was a realization, though, around the time that Jolyon got there that it wasn't potentially fatal. Like, that's how serious it was before Jolyon got there.
Yeah.
We with the amount and the area, like I said, on the wrist, and the deep, we knew it was deep, so... I felt like I had adrenaline, so I could do whatever I needed to do for him, but the thought that, like, this is as serious as it is was awful.
Yeah.
No other way to put it. It was so scary, and we were both naked. We were both undressed. We had just finished breakfast, just woken up.
Mind you, I'm covered in blood.
You know, he got, the whole day he was barefoot.
Moral of the story, I don't know if there's anything else.
So many morals.
Don't be an idiot. I know I shouldn't have done it. I knew at the time while I was doing it that I shouldn't be doing this way.
Yes.
But I figured it's just a tiny little piece of hose.
That's when those horrible things happened, though. When all of this was going down, when you were first injured, you kept saying to me, "Sorry, babe. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." I was like, this man, he was so sorry that you were like putting me under that kind of stress and that you cut yourself that way. And
I felt bad. We're buying one of these tools. That will never happen again. I will be very cautious with the box cutter moving forward.
Unfortunately, we are looking into potentially having to get surgery. So he did sever a tendon. From what they can see from the first ultrasound that we took is that it is severed. And they recommend that we do not even consider doing any of the surgeries here because it'll be a specialty and way too much money. So they recommend that we get back to the States where we're insured ASAP, which is a bummer because it's a surgery that you need pretty quickly. So
yeah.
Of course, as you know, I don't know if you know this, but yes, this was all yesterday. Lots of emotion. You think about like what could have happened and stuff. Hold on. What could have happened and how lucky we are with just the fact that that razor blade came within like an inch. Ugh. that razor blade came within an inch of something in a fatal area in your wrist, and it's just, you can't, like, I can't describe the happiness I feel today. It's like overwhelming, so happy. It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't trade it for the world. So the surgery is what it is.
Yeah, we're lucky and fortunate. I'm happy. I mean, this sucks. Puts a lot of things in perspective. We were literally like, I don't even know.
A lot of things in perspective. Aside from just appreciating the person you love being here, that's obviously the major thing. But other than that, it's just, it's getting the right medical kits and making sure that you have your refills. Having the right tools, yeah.
Even our dinghy.
Yeah, the dinghy really did bother me yesterday because I'm thankful we've had it and that it's hung on for so long. I'm grateful for that. But as far as the safety aspect of it, and I know how to drive the dinghy, but
having it ready to go at all times is very important.
Yeah.
And it's not ready to go at all times. Like I have to, every morning, like I have a routine. Having to pump it out and pump it up before we do anything always takes me like, I don't know, 10 minutes every morning to just get that done, and requires two hands.
We will have updates for you guys on all of this, and then of course, you know, where we will be working and all of that too. So
yeah, we'll have life update, injury update.
Yep.
All the updates.
And it's only February, so
where the boat's gonna be, where we're taking it, what's happening.
Oh my God. I do not want to do life without you. I know that.
Thank you guys so much for all the love and support, and we really appreciate it through this tough time. Our patrons have been amazing, as well as our friends and family, obviously. And it's been really, really comforting through this. It sucks. I know it wound up not being as big of a deal as it could have been.
I'm gonna be a new sailor after this. I'm gonna have a lot on my plate.
She's gonna learn a lot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
It'll be fun.
Please hit that like button and subscribe button.
Yes. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.